Good morning everyone. So welcome to our online class. In the previous chapter we have learned about the networks, different types of networks. Today we will be learning about the advanced concept of networks. So here in this particular session we will discuss about the protocols. Okay. So what is protocol? A network protocol or a protocol in a networking is a set of rules that governs the communication or sharing of information between the two computers or devices on the network. So, it is a rule that governs the sharing of the resources between the two computers or the devices on the network. In order to connect the computer with other devices, it is necessary to follow a set of protocols. For example, even if a mobile phone and the laptop connect through Wi-Fi, both the devices have to follow the network protocol for the exchange of information. So, if you have to suppose if I am requesting to print, so I have three computers, all three computers gives the print command at a time, then there should be some process or some rules that which will be printed, which machine will print first. So, that protocol needs to be followed in the network, that is the set of rules that governs the communications or sharing of the resources. So, there are different types of protocols. So, here we will be discussing about the different types of protocols. So, some of the commonly used protocols are the Internet Protocol IP, short form is IP. It is the primary network protocol used on the internet to send data from one computers or the peripheral devices to another. So, transferring of data from one computer to another computer or to the peripheral devices for printing, for storing, for scanning, that is looked after by the Internet Protocol. It also helps in assigning the unique identity to each computer peripheral device on the network. So, if you are connected to the network, you have a special ID, that ID will be generated, that ID is the Internet Protocol. You have a special unique ID once you are connected to the network, that is called the Internet Protocol, which is also known as the IP address of the computer. So, each and every computer or a peripheral devices which are connected to the network consist of the ID, that ID is the Internet Protocol. So, IP address, that is the IP address. The IP address is assigned by the server of the organizations that provides the services for the participating in the internet. So, that IP address is provided by the server. An IP address consists of 4 parts. So, IP address consists of 4 parts, each of which contains 1 to 3 digits ranging from 0 to 255. So, it consists of 4 parts and the digits are ranging from 0 to 255 with a single dot separating each number or a set of digits. If the computer has an IP address as 172.17.1.101, no other computers on the network can have the same IP address, because this IP address uniquely identifies the computer in the network. So, we can also see the IP address by giving the command ipconfig at the command prompt windows in Windows 7. The next type of protocol is the Transmission Control Protocol, TCP. Transmission Control Protocol organizes the way the information is communicated and ensures that each bit of information has some basic facts like source, destination, sequence, data and error check. The TCP organizes the ways the information is communicated and ensure that each bit of information has some basic facts like source. The source means the computer from which the information has to be sent is called the source. Destination means where that particular information needs to be sent, that is the destination. The computer to which the information is intended to be sent, where are you sending that, in which computer or which device, that is the destination needs to be mentioned. sequence, in which sequence, in order, in which formation or which information needs to be transferred, in what way the information needs to be transferred, that sequence needs to be there. Data, what are the data, the content needs to be there, and to ensure that the information has been transmitted correctly. So, it needs to give you the message that the information had been transmitted. So, these are the basic facts which is there in the TCP, that is Transmission Control Protocol. Transmission Control Protocol is higher level internet protocol should, just as in the mobile phone, is incomplete without a subscriber identity module. Subscriber identity module, we call it SIM. So, what is the full form of SIM? Subscriber identity module card. Similarly, TCP cannot work without the IP and vice versa. So, TCP and IP works together. Transmission Control Protocol and Internet protocols works together. Now, Transmission Control Protocol and IP combines the functionality of TCP and IP protocol. So, IP uniquely identifies the devices on the network, TCP is for transferring. So, these two combinations are required in order to function. Combines the functionality of TCP and IP models in which the IP obtains the address. So, Internet protocol obtains the address and TCP ensures the delivery of informations to the obtained address. So, address is obtained by Internet protocol and delivery is entrusted in the TCP. The next type of protocol is called file transfer protocol. This protocol ensures that the files are transferred from one computer system to another. So, if you have to transfer the file, you need to follow the rules, that is file transfer rules, that is file transfer protocol. This protocol is used whenever files are downloaded from or uploaded. During downloading and uploading, this protocol is being used to the internet. FTP is generally used to transfer the large files. The user is given private access to an area on FTP server where the files can be uploaded, and after uploading the files, the user can give access or share link with other to download the files. So, links needs to be provided after uploading or downloading the file with the help of the file transfer protocol. For example, some commonly used FTP service providers are WeTransfer, SendSpace, etc. So, next type of protocol is Hypertext Transfer Protocol, HTTP. These protocols helps in transferring data over the internet. So, the transfer of data are looked after by these protocols on the internet, that is Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Whenever a website address is entered in the web browser like Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome, that is the browser, the computer of the user sends an HTTP request to the appropriate server of the web page. The server locates the requested web page and sends it to the computer of the user. It is also called request and response protocol. So, Hypertext Transfer Protocol is also termed as request and response protocol because the communications between the browser and the server takes place in pair of request and response. So, request is from the browser and response is through the server. So, these are the HTTP protocol. So, there is another HTTP protocol, HTTPS, Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. HTTPS is almost the same as HTTP, but the difference is that the HTTPS protocol is used by those websites which deals with the personal and confidential information which needs to be secured. HTTP is not a secure protocol, so when user communicate across the network by using the HTTP protocol, anyone can easily hack the data between the client and the web server. So, sensitive information is preferred to be transferred across the internet using the HTTPS protocol. This protocol encrypts the confidential information before sending it to the server. After encryption, the information is accessible by authorized user alone. For example, shopping websites like banking website, payment gateways use this protocol for making the transaction secure. Also, the login pages, email and the search engines like Google use HTTPS to secure the data for the user. So, we need to use the HTTPS protocol in order to transfer the personal and confidential documents through the internet. Another type of protocol is Internet Message Access Protocol. So, the short form is IMAP. This is the standard mail protocol used for accessing the email and on the web server. It allows the user to manage the messages on the email in such a way that the messages appears to have been stored on the computer of the user. With IMAPs, all emails remains on the server until the client deletes it, and IMAPs also permits the multiple clients to access and control the same mailbox. The last type of protocol, network protocol, is the SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. This communication protocols helps in sending an electronic email over the internet. So, emailing is done with the help of the Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. All SMTP server use TCP for transmission of mail. The SMTP server has its own mail exchange record. For example, web mail system like Gmail, Yahoo Mail, etc. use SMTP for sending and receiving the mail. SMTP and POPs are the part of the entire email accessing procedure, while SMTP is used to send the email and POPs is used to receive the email. So, these are the different types of protocol which we have discussed today, and here I just want you to go through it properly, and in the next class we will be discussing about the cloud computing. So, I have given you the PDF files on the previous chapter, so please note it down in your exercise book properly. So, this much for today. Thank you.